That right there is a sheet of carbon fiber.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are back to work on the Corvette Grand Sport rebuild that we are doing, guys. So in the last couple of videos, you guys saw that we went ahead and we got the rear struts replaced on this car. We got the frame fixed, the cooling system, got this thing running and driving in excellent mechanical condition. And right now, as it sits, this thing just needs a few more things. So the things that this car needs right now as it sits is we just did some body work on this thing. I'm gonna explain that right now in a second. And we did replace the rear struts on this car, but again, I'm gonna explain that in a second as well, guys. So it needs some struts. We need to go ahead and finish up the body work on this thing. And we need to go ahead and put some body panels on this car, guys. We already have some headlights. We still need to order the driver's side fender. As you guys can see, we got the passenger side one right there. It did come damaged. I'm gonna explain a little bit more on that too. But the driver's side one is having issues. The seller is having issues shipping that fender out, guys. So hopefully we can get that one soon. And then we still need to order a front bumper. So some parts here and there, guys. But this thing is pretty much getting really close to completion. And we should have all those things in very soon. But let's go ahead and talk about what's happening with this car right now, because as you guys can see, it is tarped up. All right, guys, so where the last video left off on this car, we got an alignment on this thing. And of course, we had like all the red body panels on this car. We had the hood and the two fenders, the damaged stuff, just so we can set gaps a little bit on this car. But all the gaps are set now, guys. So we went ahead, we took off that hood. The hood is the only thing on this car that still needs some repair. That's carbon fiber. That's like a totally different type of thing to repair. So we're going to save that for a little bit later. But we went ahead and we got the fenders off, guys, because those fenders are getting replaced. And we went ahead and we trucked up this entire car. We're getting ready for primer. Because if you guys come over here, in part 2, you guys remember I did show you guys some body work that was done on this car. But now we went ahead and we finalized all the body work. We went ahead and we put some glazing putty on it, got everything smoothed out. Take a look at these body lines, guys. They're so sharp and they're looking absolutely amazing. But now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to spray some 2K primer out of a spray gun, because 2K primer actually lays a lot thicker than regular primer that you just spray out of a rattle can. Plus, we are doing a pretty big job of primer on this car. There's a lot of panels that need primering. So we're spraying out of a gun, and hopefully we can get it nice and thick so we can block it out and get it smooth. Because when we got all of this fiberglass repaired, guys, it's nice and smooth, but in some areas it is a little bit wavy. Fiberglass can be a little tricky to work with because the fibers do kind of shift around a little bit when they do get hit or rip or tear. Because if you guys remember, when we got this car, these panels that all have fiberglass repair done to them, these were some pretty awful parts, guys.
Wait, put a picture up of the rocker panel right here, and then the quarter panel right here.
Okay, right here's rocker panel, right here's quarter panel, guys. Looks pretty insane, honestly. Those were pretty awful. But my brother went ahead and he got these things looking amazing, guys. Give a round of applause to this man right here.
That was tricky, but a lot of time and effort.
Oh yeah, guys.
You definitely learned a lot going on it. It's not perfect, but
yeah, but hopefully we can get it looking perfect, guys. After he finished all that up, I went ahead and I just glazing puttied the rest of it, and now we got it all nice and smooth, and we're just gonna get it blocked out, guys. But it's looking really amazing, and honestly, I'd rather go ahead and repair that piece right there than replace it, because that thing is extremely hard to replace. It's got like glue. It's literally glue. Glue is
in there everywhere.
Yeah, panel bond.
A heat gun and like a knife to get in between it.
Yeah, panel bond is the only thing holding that in, and you cannot get that off in one piece. It will break. So it's pretty difficult, and plus that piece is like $1,000 or $1,200. Like, that thing is expensive, and you also have to special order it.
Yeah, from GM, it's like $700, and then or like $800, and after all the shipping fees and everything, it adds up to like over $1,000.
Yeah, it's like well over $1,000 for that part. This one was pretty bad, but take a look at it now, guys. It's all one piece, and I'm just super happy to see this car in primer.
And then, of course, guys, there was just a little bit of a chip right here. Got the mirror sanded because it had some scratches on it. We're gonna go ahead and primer that too, guys. Had a little bit of a dinger right here on the door. Just scraped some paint, so we went ahead and we got that taken care of as well. If you guys remember, in the last video of this build, we actually did go ahead and fix the brackets on the rear bumper. But after we did it, guys, it's so tricky that the bumper was still sitting very, very low and far from the car. So we went ahead and we redid it, and now it's looking absolutely amazing, guys, just like OEM. And then there were some little marks right here, some little dents and dingers, so we went ahead and got some glazing putty on that. There were some outwards dingers on this part here, probably from when some twigs or something came through the inner fenders. So we sanded these down, guys, and we're going to get these in primer, get those all nice and smooth. And then right here on this quarter panel, there was a little bit of a crack right here. So we got that nice and fiberglass, glazing puttied, and everything up. So we're going to go ahead and get this all in primer. And possibly the worst part, or maybe second worst, I'd say the rocker panel is probably the first worst. Yeah, the second worst panel on this car was this driver's side door, guys. So there was lots of like gouging and scratching
along all these areas here. So we went ahead and we got them all sanded down. Some of them have etching primer on them, but we're gonna go ahead and primer these up, and they're looking really good now, but we'll go ahead and block them out too, just to make sure that everything is nice and leveled. And this right here was the worst of it all, guys. If you remember when we got this door right here, there was like this much of it missing, and my brother went ahead and just put it all back on somehow, and he got
my little brother put a body line back here. It was missing the body line.
Yeah, I don't know how my brother did it, but he got this whole thing put back together, and then I just went ahead and I reformed it and made it look nice and pretty. I got the body line back here. We're gonna get that body line more pronounced when we get some primer on there. And we went ahead and we just put resin, fiberglass, glazing putty, kitty hair, everything on this door right here. And then one section of this door, there was some cracking happening. There was some thinner fiberglass here and then thicker fiberglass here. So when we got all this repaired, there was still cracking happening here. So we went ahead and got some panel bond there. So if you guys were ever wondering that you guys gotta do some body work and you don't have any body filler, panel bond works great. So that's panel bond right there, guys. And it honestly, it works out amazing. You can literally push on this as much as you want. And then right here is our fender, guys. This is new to us, but for some reason, this thing came in and it was like really crazily damaged. Like it was supposed to be repaired, but
it was like someone put it in a pool of white paint.
Yeah, like they like doused this thing in white paint, guys. And there was just so much cracking. You could tell where they did the body work. You could even see some of their filler right here. And it's crazy, but we went ahead and we just got these cracks. There was like a bunch of cracks.
We just got it all tidied up.
Yeah. So there was like a bunch of cracks on this fender. They did a pretty good job repairing it, because it seems that there might have been a lot of repairing done to it, but it's looking really, really good. But in some areas, they didn't really do all that great of a job. There was a big crack right here. There's a crack here, some cracking here. There was some cracking here by the emblem, some down here. There's some over here. And then like some right here too. And then right here, there was just missing a big old chunk. So they did a decent job, but they definitely didn't completely repair it. So we went ahead and when we got this fender, we just put our attention to all those places right there, got them all repaired. The little part of the fender that was missing here, we just cut it off of our old red fender, because luckily it still had this end part of it. So we just cut it off and we resined it in there, glazing puttied it up. It's looking really good. And then I sanded this whole thing down and got it nice and bare, basically nice and scuffed down, so we can actually primer it and the primer will stick to it. And that basically, oh, and this mirror right here, this one was actually a lot worse than the other side, but it's looking a lot better, guys. So basically that about does it for everything so far on this car. But I did mention to you guys that the struts on this car, there's an issue with the struts. I did mention. So if you guys remember in the last video, we replaced the struts on this car. The car was sitting great, but after we got our alignment, after we drove it around for a little bit, the car literally went back into the same position. As you can see, this is so tight, I can barely even get my hand in there, guys. The car went and sat down again. Now, these cars, from what I've seen in person, they're actually supposed to sit about an inch or two away from the quarter panel. The wheel gap from the quarter panel is supposed to be about an inch or 2 inches wide. And that is not the case with these struts, guys, which is insane. So we went ahead and we ordered some brand new struts. They should be here soon, guys, because these ones were used, but they're supposed to be new used, but I'm not sure what's going on because they're not leaking oil. They don't seem like they're blown, but they are a little bit easy to compress, so maybe they are blown in some way. So we ordered them again, guys, but we got some brand new ones, and we got part numbers from GM. We cross-referenced everything. So this should be the last time we replace struts, guys, and hopefully it sits good. Whenever those get here, we'll install those, guys. But so far, right now, all we gotta do is just get this thing in primer, guys, and then a little something we're doing in today's video is we are going to be wrapping this car, guys, because it does get pretty cold here. I'll explain more on that later. We will be painting this car down the road, but we are going to be wrapping it, so stay tuned for the wrap color reveal later in the video, guys. But let's go ahead and get this thing in some primer.
Oh, I might have built that wrong, but try it now, it might work. I might have made the pitch too high, that's probably why.
Guys, so we got it all completely primered in. We got it untarped, guys, but there is one tiny issue. But looking aside from that, which I'm sure you guys will see on the camera what the issue is,
But if you just take a look at this area, guys, take a look at it. Everything is in primer, guys, and we got everything looking pretty good. But here is the problem. As you guys can see, everything is covered in a super thick amount of runs, from the quarter panel bumper to this door right here to every single other part that we went ahead and we primered, guys. I do have some good guesses though, guys, to why this may have happened. So guys, it's currently like probably 40 degrees here right now, and yesterday when we were painting it was probably close to 40 degrees as well. Now usually paint, primers, clear coats, things like that usually need around 70, 65 degrees, somewhere around there to cure good. And that probably was not the case with this primer, although I do not think temperature was the cause of the runs forming, guys. As you guys can see, this was the primer that we were using, guys, and just taking a look at this can right here, you can tell that this thing is pretty old, guys. So this primer has actually, this is our first time actually using this primer. It has been sitting on our shelf for like maybe 3, maybe close to 4 years, somewhere around there, guys. And honestly, I'm not too sure actually what the shelf life with primer is. Oh dear. Yeah, so shelf life on 2K primer, according to Google, is about 2 to 3 years, guys. So maybe this went bad. Maybe that's the reason these runs were happening, guys, because this was laying down super watery. You'd probably be better off just connecting a garden hose and somehow rigging up primer to come out of that, because that's essentially what was happening. It was just coming down like water. When you spray paint, it's supposed to come out in a misty form. This was coming out almost in like a watery way, guys. It was pretty interesting. It was like spraying onto the car, and then as it was hitting the car's body, it was kind of just accumulating there and just turning into like just water, just runs. It was crazy. After I saw the runs forming, no matter how careful I was being, runs just formed after a while. I decided the runs are going to keep happening, so either the primer's bad or it's just really cold. We're sanding it anyways, guys, and that's why we just continued on with the primering job. So I just went ahead and I made it super thick so we don't have to worry about adding more primer. We just have to worry about sanding it. And luckily, this 2K primer, it's designed to sand super smooth and super easily without clogging your sandpaper. I guess we'll find out, guys. But we do have lots of sanding to do. The runs are not a big deal because we're sanding anyways. And the primer being old is also not that big of a deal because it did dry, guys, and it did do its job. It did primer everything it was supposed to. There's just a lot of runs. So we're going to go ahead, take care of all these runs, get all this stuff blocked out, guys. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and reveal the wrap color, guys, because we'll pretty much be ready to wrap this thing. So yeah, stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get this thing blocked out.
Oh, okay, we gotta get to work now and start it. Alright, guys. So, wow, I've been wearing this for like maybe 3 hours. I got all those marks on my face now. How fun is that?
Right.
Yeah, dang, dude, those are actually a lot. Oh, we're gonna have to check those out later.
Like an astronaut.
Dang. All right, well, maybe I don't know. I'd rather have those than that dust in my lungs. We got this car sanded so far. It's like 2 a.m. right now, guys, so I'm definitely gonna go to sleep after this and then wake up in the morning and then do some more. But right now, as far as we got is I got the quarter panel completely done, the rocker panel completely done on the back side there, and the front side here. It is 100% done. I got this door done too on the front side and the back side there, and got this mirror done, and then I just went ahead and I put this fender here ready to be worked on tomorrow. I think we did it for, well, how long has it been? Like maybe 3
hours, I think. 3 hours.
Dude, you're so far. Come over here. We had a little timer, but it kept like turning off. But guys, we made quite a bit of progress tonight, so I'll go ahead and see you all tomorrow in the morning.
So my little brother actually doesn't know that this is happening, but I just got back from GM, and over there is the driver's side fender. So I'm going to go tell him that I got a little something extra from Lowe's because my little brother wanted me to get some sandpaper. So I'm going to tell him I got something a little extra from Lowe's, and he's going to open the box and see what I got from Lowe's. They had to special order it. Like, they special ordered it to Lowe's.
Why have you've been lying to me?
A special order.
Dude!
Ready to wrap.
Dude, I'm excited. I want to slap this thing on right here.
I want to wrap it.
Dude, new parts.
We should sand really quickly. I got all the sandpaper. It's like ready to go.
What the heck? Dude, parts get me so excited.
It's just gonna take some lining up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put all the screws in place and then
Yeah.
do it.
But dang, dude, that's a fender right there. This door's almost done. This quarter panel's almost done. This other side is basically done. We just have to do the fender on this side. But luckily, we don't have to sand that fender.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow. We got our front left fender in, guys. My brother surprised us with it. We thought that this thing was taking forever to come. We were having so many shipping issues. And then my brother just went ahead and he went to the dealership and he just ordered one there. And they were actually able to get it pretty quickly. Because this fender was actually pretty hard to get. And he had to go to one of the really far dealerships to get this one. So he actually found one, guys. And he got it. And this is just amazing, guys, that we were able to get this. They're like significantly more expensive at the dealership, which is why we were trying to get it online. But we were kind of running out of options, guys, but luckily we got one, and I'm super happy about that now, guys. All we gotta do now is just block out some more panels on this car, guys. That fender over there that was repaired by us and somebody else previously that kind of missed a couple parts, but we went ahead and we got it fixed correctly. We got it primered so we can block it. And then we're going to go ahead and block out that mirror, this door, that quarter panel, and that rear bumper area. So I'm pretty excited, guys, to get all this stuff blocked out because then we can set gaps on the stuff along the side of the car, guys. So I'm pretty excited, guys, to go ahead and get to work on this car. So let's just go ahead and get this thing completely blocked out. All right, guys, so we went ahead and got everything sanded, guys. That was the last part right there. Everything is now sanded and leveled, and everything is looking absolutely amazing as well, guys. It actually looks really, really good. I'm really happy on the way everything came out, guys. But now the next step is to go ahead and line up all these body panels, the fenders, the hood, get everything lined up, guys. Set some gaps. You can take that mask off, by the way. Now we're done with this.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, we're done.
Let's go.
Yeah, guys. I guess we're probably going to start wrapping. That's probably the next step after we get these gaps set. But one thing I do want to mention, guys, these hood hinges for this car, they are on like a national back order. They're super hard to get. But luckily, this car's impact wasn't really directly in the front. It was more towards the side, so the hinges weren't hit too badly. It was actually the brackets that were more so bent than the hinges themselves. So we got the brackets, and we're going to see how good we can get these hinges to line up, guys. They're looking pretty good.
Trusty vise.
We have a vise right there. It's looking pretty good, guys. The hinges are looking pretty good. The gaps are looking really good, especially on this side here. Yeah, that fender had a lot of work that it still needed, but we got it done, guys. It looks amazing. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to get these hinges set, these gaps set, and then we'll go from there, guys. So I'm pretty excited. Alright guys, check this out. So we went ahead and we got all the body panels back on this car, and we got the hood and everything on the car. All the gaps are lined up except for the hood, guys. The hood is like somewhat lined up and somewhat not. But take a look at how everything came along on this car, guys. Let's take a look at all the sanding that's been done.
Alright guys, take a look at this. So we have this passenger side fender. It's gap all the way throughout, and it looks amazing. Don't forget, we're going to have that rocker panel side skirt. That's going to go right there on both sides, guys. And we're also going to have the wheel flares. It's going to look super sick. And then we got the mirror all fixed up. We got this rocker panel fixed up too, guys. And either way, if you're going to replace this or if you're going to repair it, it's a lot of work either way, guys. We chose to just go ahead and repair it. And it definitely saved us a lot of money in the process doing it that way. But we did get it done. It looks amazing, guys. And that vent is on order. It should be here in a couple days. Got this quarter panel repaired, guys. It came out absolutely amazing. Got the body lines reformed with some tape. We just put tape around the edges, and then we sanded it, and then we moved the tape on the other side, sanded it, and the body lines came out amazing. Got this side of the quarter panel done, and then we got this back part of the rear bumper. Everything is so nice and smooth, guys. Got this driver's side door done, and we got the fender on with the gaps. All the gaps are lined up as well, guys. But if you take a look over here, guys, as I mentioned earlier in the video, these hood hinges are damaged. So what's happening is that this hinge is kind of pushed that way as well as this one. But if we put them on regularly, they're kind of pulling the hood this way. They're like all out of whack. They're pulling the hood this way, closing the gap over here and making this one super wide. So what we're thinking of doing is, since these hinges are bad, just as a temporary fix, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to just put some washers in here to space it out, and it'll help push the hood over that way more and open up the gap. As you guys can see, it is working, and it is getting pulled out this way, and this gap is starting to close up as well, because the fenders are adjusted as much as they can go as far as coming in and out. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just get some longer screws from the hardware store and probably put one more washer in here to get the gap a little bit bigger, and that'll push these things over a little bit, and then we should be okay with our gaps, and hopefully it clears everything. But so far so good. All the gaps are looking amazing, and we still do have to bring the latches up as well, guys. But by tomorrow, we should have this hood completely adjusted, and we should be ready to wrap this thing. But of course, before we can wrap, we gotta wash this thing, guys, because this thing is pretty dirty. But guys, that's all we're gonna be doing today, so I'll see you all tomorrow in the morning. Carbon fiber. What's it looking like?
Looks amazing.
Does it?
Yeah.
Dude!
We don't even bring the latch up. We don't even
Let's
need to bring the latch up.
go!
It already brought itself up.
Dude, that worked. Guys, that worked. Let me explain what we did. So yesterday, we went ahead and we got all the gaps adjusted on the fenders, but we weren't able to get the hood completely adjusted because these hood hinges are on like national back order, and we've been trying to get them for so long. We even tried ordering them at the dealership, but they're just so hard to get. We're gonna order them at the dealership, guys, but it's gonna take a really long time to come in, and they honestly don't know when they're gonna come in. And last time there was a situation like this, it actually took like 6 months for it to come in, and that was the harness for the Camaro that we rebuilt. But anyways, guys, we just went ahead and we decided that since we have these hinges, and while we wait for those ones to arrive, we can still try to do something with the current hinges that we have. So we had to get a little bit creative with the way these hinges are going to be placed in the car, but luckily we at least had these hinges from the original accident. And before I show you guys the hinges, just take a look at these gaps, guys, all the way throughout on this passenger side, and then even on that driver's side, guys. They look amazing, guys. These gaps turned out absolutely amazing. But guys, the way these hinges were working was basically when they got hit in the accident, they kind of got bent over this way, but parts of it, so the main bracket of the hinges got bent this way, but other parts of the hinge were still bent that way. So they were kind of like all willy-nilly and all out of whack, guys. So what we ended up having to do was we first just started off by screwing in this hinge right here on this side, because since this is the driver's side, it wasn't hit as hard because the main impact was here on the passenger side. So we went ahead and we screwed this in, and we worked with the gap on this side. And then once we got it over here, this gap was still a little bit close, and this one was still a little bit far. So what we ended up doing was to push it over a little bit more. We ended up putting a lot of washers in here, guys. There's like actually about 10 washers
right over here. So that what that ended up doing was that pushed it over the right amount. But if you guys do look closely, you can see that this hinge is pretty much still bent and a lot of whack, guys. So that's the way we actually ended up having to do it, guys, until the new hinges come in. But at least we got this hood aligned and we can go ahead and do some carbon repair, because the main reason of us getting this hood aligned was so we can do some carbon repair, because this is all flimsy. And over here we got to lift this corner, but then we got to bring this edge down. So we really have to line it up and everything and make sure that works. And we also got the screws from the hardware store, but we did have to cut them a little bit, as you guys saw in the B-roll, just so it would clear the hinge. After we got all these aligned right here, this edge in the back here was aligned, this one was aligned, but on the top, guys, it was still really far on that edge of the hood, and then it was really close on this edge of the hood. So what we ended up having to do on that side, guys, was I had a little bit of an idea, but I'll show you guys once the hood is open. So let's do that right now and take a look at how amazing this hood opens, guys. It doesn't even get stuck. Check this out. You guys see that? It just pops right open on both sides. Take a look at this. This is a little window seal from a car right here, but this is our prop rod right now because we're missing a hood strut at the current moment. But this will do for now. So what I was thinking, guys, is what we have to do is we got to get the top edge of this hood to move over. We can't really move the latches because the way they're placed in right here, guys. So if we were to move these to the side, it wouldn't really do anything. But in other cars, if you want to move the hood over a little bit, then you can go ahead and just move your latch over a little bit, and sometimes that'll work and everything will be all original. But in this case, for this car, that wouldn't work because the way the latches are placed. The only way to fix this correctly, if you have the hinges, obviously you install the hinges, everything will line up. But since we don't have the hinges right now, guys, and we're working with what we got, once those hinges come in, we will switch them out. But for the time being, guys, what we had to do is, we're also gonna have to order one of these too now, guys, because what we ended up having to do is, if you take a look at this bracket here, guys, as you can see, we drilled holes right here and moved it over. The reason I did that is because I was thinking the only way to move over the hood is if this is just causing the hood to push over, because if it's right here in the middle, it falls right into place, but it does not line up the gaps correctly. But if this is here like this edge right here, if we move it over enough, it'll hit right over here along this side right here. It'll just gently kind of tap it, and then it'll cause the hood to move over a little bit, and that will line it up. And then if you guys take a look at right over here, you could still see that the hinge is not completely straight. So guys, check this out now. Go ahead and I'm gonna latch this side right now. Okay, now you latch that side. Take a look at that, guys. That seamless gap right there. And this stuff is strong, guys. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. But now, guys, there's one thing left to do on this car before we can go ahead and give it a nice good wash. So let's go ahead and start peeling this stuff off that we put on here when we picked up the car.
Gotta give it the magic touch now.
Oh, dude, there it is. So guys, we did have to get a little bit creative on the way we got this hood aligned, but we got it done. All we got to do now is just wait for those hinges and this latch thing to come in, and then we can replace all those things and it'll be all original again. But for now, we got this hood lined up just so we could go ahead and repair this, guys. So this is a full carbon fiber hood, guys, and this right here got damaged, and we need to strengthen it up and get it reformed again. So we got some carbon sheets, we got some carbon epoxy, and we're going to go ahead and reform all this stuff. My brother's going to go ahead, get this all into place, get this all reformed, so we can go ahead and get the final bit of bodywork done on this car, guys, and then this thing's going to look absolutely amazing. Just take a look at how far this car has come, guys, in one video. This thing's looking absolutely insane. What you got there?
Magic kit.
That's the magic kit? Let's see what we got there.
Got epoxy resin.
Okay. Unravel the dragon scroll. Let's see it. Oh my goodness, guys. That right there is a sheet of carbon fiber. Dude, that is insane. Look at that, guys. Pure carbon fiber right here. You're gonna wear gloves when you do this, right?
Yeah.
Guys, carbon fiber hurts more than fiberglass does when it gets in your skin. It's happened to us a couple times on this edge right here, and it's absolutely awful, guys. It could even go so far into your skin that it could get stuck in it, and you'll have to go really deep with tweezers to get it out. This is our first time doing carbon fiber repair, and I'm pretty excited to see how it goes, guys. But obviously, the first thing we're going to need to do is start with some sanding, get some measurements, and then we're going to probably lay the resin and the sheets in the places that we need it, sand those smooth, and then maybe a light layer of glazing putty. I'm not sure about that yet.
It looks so fun.
Oh my gosh, dude, you could see right through it. Look at that. That's crazy. Is it fuzzy on the edges? Oh no, that's sharp.
That is sharp.
Absolutely epic. it right now with little pieces of carbon fiber inside the cracks. Then we're gonna put larger pieces throughout the entire thing. This is gonna give it some nice rigidity, putting little pieces to fill it in, and then the big one on top. Storm. You want to say hi to the supporters? Hi! Aww. Okay, hood is drying. We're going to explain everything that's going on with this in the process of repairing this in a second. But right now, we're also going to be getting this car ready to be cleaned inside and out. So we just emptied out everything that was in the trunk. As you guys can see, there's a lot of them. So we have lots of new parts for this car right there that were in this trunk. And now he has quite a nice passenger right here. A very expensive passenger. Open this door with that lever that's on the floor there. But yeah, it's a lot more car parts right here. We got some bezels for the rear bumper already painted. Got the grill, a bunch of other cool things. So let's go ahead and get these all taken out too. This is part of the splitter, guys, or the lip. You guys haven't even seen the lip yet. Wait for that. That's going to be insane. That right there is not a stock headlight. I cannot wait to show you guys those lights. The last box with car parts, guys. Now all we are left with is a big dusty interior to clean, as well as a dusty exterior to clean. All right, guys, so here's the progress so far on the hood. So let's go and talk about everything that's been done to this point. So first, we went ahead and we sanded this hood down with 180 grit, and then we took off all the loose pieces of carbon fiber. And after we did that, we went ahead and mixed some epoxy resin and cut some fiberglass sheets, and we stuck the fiberglass sheets on the areas of damage on the hood, and we epoxy resined over the cracks and all the broken pieces, and we got everything stuck and looking good. And of course, we lined up the gaps and got everything held in with vices and clamps and everything to make sure that nothing moves and everything is in the proper spot. Then after we did that, we sanded down the carbon fiber sheets, and that left us with some little divots here and there. So what we decided to do was, my brother did some research and found out that online, like, plastic reinforced glue in a way is something you could use on top of carbon fiber. So that's what this is right here. And then we're going to sand most of this off, but it's going to be in some areas.
Yeah, it's just for all the like big pinholes and like cracks, just to keep them together. Yeah. And everything else, you know, like all the holes in it, it's going to cover up all the big gaps.
And it's going to be structural and strong. Glazing putty is not really strong or structural. It's kind of just there to make it look pretty. It's not going to hold anything. So this is gonna hold together everything. It's already strong, but this is just going to make sure that nothing cracks or anything. And you guys remember how flimsy this hood was before? Take a look at how strong it is now. This thing is just like the other parts of the hood, guys. Nice and strong. And the sound is the exact same the entire way through. So this hood is looking pretty good, pretty much just like OEM. This hood is like $4,000, guys. So it's pretty insane, guys, that we were able to save this thing and it's looking amazing. Alright, guys, so check this out. So my brother is still sanding away at that hood, guys, but I went ahead and went to town on this interior, guys, and this interior actually came out
like 100 times better, guys. I couldn't have even imagined how well this thing was going to come out, guys. All the leather, it's almost as if the previous owner never even cared for any of the leather or anything in this car. This leather in this car was super bad. It was super shiny. The steering wheel was super shiny. Everything was like really, really bad on the interior, guys. And the carpets were a little bit dirty too, a lot of dirt, dust. And then of course the dirt and dust that came into it from us working on it. But guys, I got this thing vacuumed and it looked pretty good, but that was until I got to cleaning the seats, guys. Take a look at how well these seats and steering wheel and shift knob look. All right, guys, so I did put a booster box back there, but take a look at this, guys. The door's opening. Look at the leather here, guys. It is not even shiny anymore. It is completely matte. Take a look at the steering wheel, guys. It is matte. It is smooth. It looks amazing, guys. Take a look at the center console, the passenger seat, and the shift knob. Take a look at that, guys. All the shininess is completely gone. It looks amazing. And then of course we vacuumed it. It's not 100% perfect. I actually still do want to steam clean some areas, make sure everything gets blasted out amazingly, but that's going to be a little bit later. But for now, we just want to get a quick cleaning in, and it looks absolutely amazing, guys. I can show you guys in here how well it looks too. Take a look at this. We got this all nice and cleaned up as well, guys. It looks absolutely amazing. Now, as far as the interior goes, guys, we're still debating on what we are going to do with this interior. We know we're going to change some stuff on this. We just don't know how much we're changing on this because we do want to upgrade the interior a little bit. I'll give you guys a little bit of a hint of what we're thinking currently. We're kind of thinking the interior is going to stay the same. You know, everything's going to be the OEM look. The seats are going to be OEM. The steering wheel, everything's going to be OEM. But the materials and everything we're going to be using are kind of like the interior that are in the Camaro SS 1LE that we rebuilt with the Alcantara and leather everywhere. We're kind of thinking of something along the lines of that, but it's going to look super sick, guys. We're still thinking about what we're going to change. I found some pretty sick stuff, so who knows, we might order that stuff and get that stuff in and do a completely overhaul on this interior, because even though we got it looking good, guys, we still do want to go ahead and change some stuff on this interior because it is just a little bit worn out. Somebody was resting their hand there a lot and it worn out the armrest, and we're thinking about maybe changing out the seat skins as well and the steering wheel, because why not? The shift knob, you know, things like that. So we're thinking about just making the interior look pretty good. And then I also went ahead and I cleaned off most of this airbag residue. When these airbags blow in these Corvettes, I never seen them in any other car happen like this. When the airbags blow, they throw some like weird, like thick dust that's green and brown over here along the top edge of the steering wheel. So I cleaned that off. So let's go ahead and roll up these windows so the interior can stay dust free. They probably use some like really slick detailer, or maybe it was just a lot of grime, but you would literally just like slide right in and you would just slide around in the seat. Guys, here is the interior on the Camaro, just for a little bit of inspiration so you guys can get a little bit of an idea. We're thinking something along the lines of this. So you see it's got a Alcantara steering wheel, Alcantara seats matched with the leather, and then the Alcantara shift knob. Obviously on the Corvette, since we're doing it custom in a way, we're going to be using pretty much OEM things on the Corvette because we want the car to be OEM, and OEM things will fit really good and they'll look really good. So we're going to use OEM things on the Corvette, but we're going to add our own little touches here and there as well. So it's going to look really sick. But yeah, just as a little inspiration, that's what we're doing along the lines of something like that. The exterior bodywork is almost done. Take a look at how much he's gotten it sanded out so far, guys. This is looking extremely epic, honestly, guys, and look how strong this is. Literally the entire hood is moving from this piece. Incredible. So smooth.
I know.
Amazing.
Wow, amazing.
Let's go, guys. Dude, look at this intake system. Oh my god.
Dude, guys, we took the heat extractor off. This almost reminds me of the time we took the heat extractor off of the Camaro before it was installed. You could see the engine right through it. Take a look at that. That throttle body is completely aligned with the hood. Take a look at that. But guys, look at this repair that we got done right here.
Amazing. I just want to get an air blaster and just blast all this.
I know, guys. I want to blow off all of this dust all over the car. But take a look at this, guys. Take a listen to that right there.
That is very...
Honestly, guys, this repair we did right here, it's probably stronger than what it originally comes with. Like, here's the original. You can kind of see it moving a little. But over here,
Oh, it's on there.
dude, that is strong right there, guys.
I'm so
is
excited
so
to wrap this part now.
I know, it's just so smooth. This is probably the first thing we're gonna wrap.
Dude, I'm down to do this part first.
Guys, that is sick. It looks insane.
Wrapping this part first is probably gonna be like the most exciting thing ever.
Yeah,
I
that's
think I
a
wanna do
big
this one
panel
first.
too.
Yeah.
And then we had a little bit of a nick right here, or two nicks actually, one here and one here. Got those filled in. Looks amazing. And then there were some scratches here and there on the hood. I went and I sanded those out, guys. But now, taking a look
We
at...
saved it.
I know, we saved it, guys. We saved tons of parts on this car, honestly, guys. Now, guys, taking a step back and looking at this car, we are 100% done with all of the bodywork, guys. We pretty much did, like, what is it? Everything but, like, 3 or 4 panels on this car. Everything else has been touched with some sort of bodywork.
You have to do this fender too.
It is insane because everything was just hit either a little bit or a lot of it, and we were able to fix it, and it came out absolutely amazing because it's fiberglass, and you can actually work with fiberglass sometimes, and you can actually mold things with it. It's a lot easier to build fiberglass up and make it look nice and original rather than a bunch of other components like steel and stuff. Like when those break, they bend in ways and the metal stretches. It's horrible. But with fiberglass, it's not really all that bad. Things just break off and you can kind of just reattach stuff. This is new. No bodywork needed. No bodywork. And the front bumper won't need any bodywork. Everything else... Oh, and this didn't need bodywork either. This rocker panel here. So everything else on this car got some sort of bodywork. If you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe because this build is only going to get crazier, guys. Let's go. This thing is insane, guys. Oh my goodness, guys. Take a look at what this carbon fiber used to look like. It looks absolutely insane now, guys. What? You can't even tell. That's insane. All right, guys. Well, it is 2 a.m. right now, so we shouldn't be so loud, but we should also head off. So let's just go ahead, and I'll see you all tomorrow in the morning where we will wash this beauty and get it completely dust free. The interior is clean. Now tomorrow morning we can get the exterior completely clean and get rid of all of this dust everywhere on the car. I'm super excited, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow in the morning. I might not even be able to sleep tonight because of how excited I am, but I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, guys, so it is the next day here now, and we are now ready to go ahead, pull this car outside and give it a nice wash, get it completely dust free. I'm super excited to get this car completely cleaned off. This thing is about to look extremely amazing, guys. We're gonna get this completely cleaned off, all this dust, and then we can pull it back in here, and I'm gonna reveal you guys the wrap color, and then in the next video we are going to start wrapping this thing, guys. I'm super excited. After we pull this car out, we have to do a couple things outside. We want to go ahead and tape up the wires so they don't get damaged, and we want to put something on top of this air filter so it doesn't get soaked in water. So we got to go ahead, tape up a bunch of things and cover things so they don't get damaged. We can take this off right here too because I put that here temporarily. This is the old one, it's broken, but it looks kind of cool when you lock it up in place, guys.
Today.
I know it is. What does it say on the... What's the temperature? 48 degrees.
We're gonna have to work quick on this detail, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Wow, guys.
Alright guys, so we went ahead and we got this car completely dust free. We got the inside cleaned out and we got the outside cleaned out. And now guys, the next step for this car is going to be wrapping it. So guys, the wrapping is going to be done in the next video. But as promised, I am going to reveal the color in this video guys. So we have all of our supplies ready, and right after this video ends, we're going to get to work on the next video. So you guys are going to see that video extremely quickly. As usual, we're going to just pump these videos out and get them out for you guys. So I'm super excited guys. But the next color is going to be orange guys. So right here, that is the color that we are choosing on this car. It's just going to be a nice orange. So the ZR1 Corvettes actually have an orange paint code that they come in, and orange actually looks really sick on these Corvettes. This is obviously just something temporary we're doing. It's pretty cold to be painting right now, and it's too risky because clear coat is expensive, and so is paint, especially the reds and the blues, things like that. They're very expensive. So we're gonna do some wrap, and then when it gets warmer and not cold and rainy and wet, then we'll be painting this thing back to the factory torch red. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this car. It's our first time actually wrapping a whole car on our own, at least for me and my brother. We've done a little bit of wrapping here and there, but we've never taken on a project like this on our own. So I'm pretty excited guys, but this is the color we are going to be doing. But guys, that is gonna be all for today's video. We got an absolute absurd amount of work done in today's video. I would include the wrapping in this video as well, but I feel like if we do that, the wrapping and the stuff that's already in this video, I feel like this video is just gonna run way too long. So we're gonna put that all in the next video. But in this video, we got all the body work done, we got everything primered, we got everything blocked out, we got the interior clean, we got the exterior clean, we got the carbon fiber repairs done, we got the new wrap color revealed to you guys. And honestly, we got this car finally taking shape in this video. We even got gaps adjusted. We got tons of work done in today's video, guys. But if you guys are loving this Corvette build, or any of the build for a matter of fact, because we do have a few of them going on right now, then be sure to go down below, hit that like button while you're at this shiny red subscribe button that you should click. Also, if you are liking the content here on YouTube, there's also some content on Instagram that I'm posting of behind the scenes of stuff that's happening that doesn't make it to the videos, or just cool pictures and sneak peeks before the videos go live. Those are on there on the Instagram channel. I'll have those linked down below. But guys, that is going to be all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next one where you'll see this car in a beautiful orange color. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.